Yeah, headphones.
Okay. What I'm doing is I just crack open 5 dozen eggs and break them right into the blender and only use the whites. I know it seems like you're throwing away too much of an egg. If you really want to do something with the yolks, if you're on a farm, feed it back to the animals. If you want your dogs and cats, their coats to shine really nice, add one of the egg yolks, like one a week or so I think it is, to their food if they're not picky. Although I have picky dogs, one will eat it without even blinking, and the other one sniffs it and says, "You're poisoning me." So anyway, you just break the eggs into the whites directly into the blender, and when I have enough in here, I will be back to tell you more. Okay. Something else I wanted to make mention of while I'm cracking these eggs that I should have done earlier is you can purchase your eggs through like Costco or the grocery store, but I was reading a report, and my husband read the report, on purchasing eggs from the grocery store that come from the major egg producers. Here, this one is Lucerne, which is a Safeway. This box was an original Olympia Valley. And then I had another one here from Oakdale Farms. And these are all recycled cartons, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But when you purchase from the hatcheries, or the egg-producing farms, the mass-producing farms, they feed their chickens hormones and other byproducts to get that perfect egg, to get the perfect weight, the perfect size. Other things, like because they have to keep their chickens in such close quarters, if one bird dies, they all start to drop off. So they're also injected with other chemicals. So if you go on to say Google or Yahoo search engine and research what all really is in your egg when you just eat a normal egg versus buying farm fresh. So I have a gentleman out here in the Tri-Cities who free ranges his chickens, so they get their fair share of fresh bugs and all that kind of thing. He doesn't chemical them to get the perfect egg. That's why some eggs, the shells are a little thicker, some are a little thinner, some of them look like they're shaped like a football, things like that. So, but at least they're not getting all the chemicals in them. And I pay $2.50 a dozen. I buy 5 dozen a week, so I pay $12.50 a week in eggs. And I only use the whites unless there's accidentally a yolk slips in, breaks when I crack the egg or something. But know what's in your food. It's not just what's in your bread and your cereal and your, other grain products. It's also what's in your raw and natural foods too. So keep that in mind. And we used to raise our own chickens and had our farm. And there was a guy who bought from us, and his daughter would not eat our eggs because they came from a chicken's butt. Well, anybody that knows chickens, whether you buy them from the grocery store, my daughter's laughing because she's videoing this for me, but if anybody knows, all eggs come from a chicken. They're not just genetically engineered into the box like the plastic ones at Easter. So keep that in mind regardless. And he has a rooster, but he has his set up so that way the eggs drop daily, and he makes sure that he has a rooster around to threaten, like hawks and stuff like that come in, but he doesn't let them access the hens unless he is actually in breeding mode. So check out your local farmer, or maybe even farmers markets may have local farm fresh eggs. I'm not sure how I found it. I went to Craigslist.com, and that's where I was able to go under farm and garden, or I think I just typed in eggs or something. So just kind of a little tip along with this. So what this video is, and I guess I should have announced that as well, because this is the recipe week on the Weight Loss Diaries. This is what I use. Ooh, I'm throwing egg goo everywhere. For my husband for breakfast every day, I give him a full cup of egg whites along with the turkey sausage, which you can find in one of my other videos on my channel, TheWeightLossDiaries, youtube.com/TheWeightLossDiaries. And I add about a half a cup of the turkey sausage, a cup of the egg whites, and that one's kind of really sticky there. And how many ever mushrooms that he wants, and we throw it all together, and he eats that every day with organic salsa and toast. Like this egg yolk kind of split a little bit, so there'll be a little yolk in there. But he has cholesterol issues as well as I do when I get up to a certain weight. So this is our, I'm going to take some pictures. I have to go to the grocery store later. And when you purchase the egg beaters and that kind of thing, or the all whites, if you look at what's in there, there is very little egg. I recently ran out of eggs and I needed something for Brian for his breakfast, so I purchased some of the all whites. And he said, after eating these, he said, please do not purchase whatever that was. He said it was very rubbery. He didn't like the taste. The texture was horrible. So I had to go down and pretty much pour that down the sink. And when it came out, you can see the consistency in just the egg whites. That stuff came out very, almost kind of like skim milk. It was very milky in color. It was not the color that you would normally get from egg white, because you can see there's still a little bit yellowing to it. It is not, egg whites are called egg whites, but they do not come out of the egg solidly white. Egg beaters, the ones that come out looking yellow, there's a reason they're yellow. It's because they are adding food color to it. And if you go on to the internet or any of your books that have what's in things, you're going to find that the yellowings that they use can actually be linked to cancer. So know what's in your food. So I'm going to have Lisa stop the video. I turned the blender on just because it's going to be loud, just for maybe not even quite 15 seconds, just so that the clumps aren't clumpy, and if there's any yolk that got in there, it mixes in real nice. And here we go. So thanks, Lisa, for helping me, and I will take pictures of some of the egg beaters and things like that at our local store, so that way you can see exactly what's in it. And I will talk to you guys later. Have a great week. Bye. This is a 2-quart container. As you can see, I filled it probably a little over half. I've got right around 40 ounces, just shy of 3 pints. And when I was already about a dozen and a half shy. So typically that will fill up almost to the top, and with 5 dozen eggs. So that is definitely enough, and sometimes a little bit more than enough to go for the whole week, and that's at 1 cup. So if you only eat maybe 1 egg a day or 2 egg whites, what that would be, I guess 1/4 cup to a half a cup. 5 dozen eggs may be too much for you, but we feed 2 to 3 people, and it goes the whole week on 5 dozen eggs. So there you go. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Bye.